Captain Sandy here, taking the stage at WOKV. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me. I don't know. I was looking at the dog. I have ADHD. What can I say?
Same thing when there's a dog on TV. So we have 3 TVs in our studio, and yes, sometimes it can be distracting.
Yes.
You're a dog lover?
I'm a dog lover. Yes, absolutely. I always wanted a daycare with children and puppies.
Oh, that would be
like
perfect.
small
On a
kids.
yacht?
Yeah, you know what? Have a boat in the backyard with a water slide. That would be cool.
Oh, that would be really cool. What kind of dog is best for a yacht?
Well, we have a mini golden doodle. He's really cool, little bear. I think he'd be great for a yacht.
Little bear, that's so great. So you are here not just to talk about dogs and yachts and puppies and about your international fame and wealth of experience as a maritime captain, but you are here to talk about a very special thing that is now available to our schools.
Yes, exactly. So we lobbied in the state of Florida with Legis Group. Susan Goldstein's our lobbyist, and she got me in front of the Board of Education because I always said as a kid, I was that kid that was on that merry-go-round, drugs and alcohol. I got sober at 25. I found the maritime industry, which is a cool place to work. You make great money and you get to travel. And there's also land-based jobs. So I thought to myself, after I got the TV show, I got thousands of messages of how do I get in this industry because they see us counting the cash on TV.
Right.
You know, but it is hard work. So I decided, how can I get something into elementary school, middle school, and high school in the public sector, right? Not the special schools, but the schools that kids go to every day where their parents can't afford private school, you know, they can't afford college, to have this opportunity for children. And so with the lobbyists, we got the funding, we created a curriculum, which are very expensive. Curriculum writing is very expensive. And now we want to put it in every school in the state of Florida, and we want to start with Duval and St. John's. We are out there, but we just can't track where the programs go. So, and as an incentive, we had people buy the vouchers for the license plate because we are the boating capital of the world. Florida has over 1 million registered boats in the world. Isn't that cool?
That is, I didn't know that.
We are the boating capital of the world.
That's awesome.
It is so cool. So we're giving away this free plate. All they have to do is sign up for the voucher.
So it is a new plate, and we'll show this online. Actually, Alondra, I know you're recording, but you can probably give this to Captain Sandy so she can hold it up. So
Yes.
we can show it in the video that will accompany this. But it says boating capital of the world on the bottom of it. It's a beautiful plate. Florida, I think,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is accurate, but Florida may have more vanity license plates than any other state in the nation. Not positive about that.
Yeah.
But this is a really pretty one.
All this money is going to go towards education for the state of Florida, for the marine sector, because there are so many jobs, the trades, you know, mechanics, plumbers, electricians make up to 40% more in a shipyard. It's crazy. And now we're trying to bring shipbuilding back to America because after 2008, a lot of the companies closed. And now everybody's behind it because these jobs are incredible. I mean, it's so cool, right? You don't need to go to college. It's a trade. And that's how I grew up. And it's not a special bus that takes you somewhere. It's going to be in your classroom. And this is going to fund it. And that when we get this reoccurring revenue, it's going to make a difference for every kid on this planet.
When I was first told about this program, I was very surprised that there was not already some type of maritime education in our schools in Florida.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yes, they have specialty programs for, you know, about 50 kids or, you know, but not in every public school. It teaches them everything. And now we want to give away these little knot tying kits to teach them how to tie, you know, do a bowline knot, which is very cool because it's also hands-on. It is such a cool industry. And I always say, you know, I got to the cool factor later in life, but these kids could get into that cool factor early in life because it is pretty awesome to be out there and see dolphins coming next to your boat off the bow of your vessel, or you see a whale or a pod of whales. I've seen so many of those crossing to the Bahamas. You know, basically working in a shipyard, you get to see from the start to the finish how these vessels are made. And, you know, and there's also a lot of transport. We have the cruise ships. It's not just the yachting sector. Shipping is worldwide, it's global. And eventually we want to take this global.
I love the passion in your voice when you talk about it. How many dolphins and whales have you seen and you're still like wide-eyed when you talk about it?
A lot of them. Like, I can't even describe. I remember once I was crossing in the Mediterranean and I thought it was a long crossing, 240 miles offshore. And I went, why is there a windsurfer out here? It was a whale's tail that came across, but it looked like someone windsurfing. And my crew member's like, that was a whale's tail. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's really cool. You know, the one thing about going to sea is that you get to see so many different things. And because I've been a lot of places, you learn different culture, different languages, you try different foods. It is the coolest thing ever. And some food I'm like, nah, I'm good. But the majority of it is an adventure. And I always say to people, education comes from immersing yourself into cultures. And so I was based in Genoa, Italy for a year, and I learned a lot about the Genovese and the power of the Genovese back in the day. They were the Bank of Europe. It's really cool. And then I was based in Barcelona for 4 years. Spain is epic, so you get to travel all these places and immerse yourself in the culture, which is very cool.
Has part of that helped you in your journey of life? You had talked about some of the struggles and challenges you had early on, but there are definitely struggles later in life, but it sounds like you are so grounded and you are so well-traveled mentally that it's just inspirational.
Yeah, thank you. That's because I'm sober. I can't take this credit. I mean, honestly, I got sober at 25. I haven't done drugs and alcohol for 36 years. I work the 12 steps. I have a sponsor. It's through the work that I do for me, mentally, spiritually, physically, that prepares me for the world. And you got to take care of yourself first. I talk a lot about self-leadership, and that's another part of this program that we're going to implement next year is the Waves of Wellness to teach kids. I use music, right? I have a playlist because trust me, I want to lose my mind on some of these crew members on the vessel. What I do is I dip in my cabin, I play a song, resets me, and I come out with a whole different outlook. So the Waves of Wellness, we're going to give them little tools to use, set playlist where it just takes you out of that mindset. And it's those little things that matter, like even taking a breath. Leah was with her niece and something happened and she goes, Leah goes, what are you doing? She goes, well, I'm just taking a deep breath. I mean, she's 5. Isn't that wonderful? That's what she's learning, how to breathe first before you react. Learn to respond, right? So that's the Waves of Wellness.
Young people do that so much better than we did. You grew up in South Florida?
Yes.
And you were we grew up in South Florida probably around the same time, and that was the whole cocaine cowboys thing. There was a lot of pressure. So I think that you definitely do deserve the credit for maintaining your sobriety because things have been rough.
Yeah. I mean, everything was practically free. You know what I mean? We didn't have to go far. But yes, and that was my journey, and I'm so grateful that I got clean later in life, 25. Some people get clean, in their 40s. Your life changes. I'm living a life beyond my wildest dreams. I didn't see TV. I love God, landed in my lap. Everything that I'm doing, doors have been open for me. I just walk through them. And I always say this, if a door of opportunity opens, walk through the door because you can always walk back out.
Oh, great advice.
Yeah.
So for people who want to know more about the program and how to get involved and possibly how to get a license plate, where do they go?
CaptainSandysCharities.org.
And then we will also have a QR code in the online post to Captain Sandy's appearance here that will lead you to information about that, about the program, about the license plates, and you will be an integral part of this program for people who are looking to be inspired by you personally.
Yeah. And I just want to emphasize, we need your plate number when you fill out that form because the state can't just track you by your name and birthday. We need your plate number. And a lot of times it's in the parking app. So, it's so interesting because I remember once I was in court in trouble and I remember this girl remembering her driver's license number and I thought, that's all I have to do? And so I remembered that in my plate number. So I think it's good practice to remember your plate number, your driver's license number.
And it's not a part of a scam. So
totally not. This is the state of Florida. We're funded by the state of Florida. the Department of Education.
People are very wary of scams, as
I
you
totally
as you
get
well
it.
know.
I completely understand. But there's nothing we can do with your plate number.
Perfect. Captain Sandy Yawn, thank you so much for being here, for your inspiration of countless generations of, I know you're not old enough to think that you've inspired countless generations, but you are.
Thank you very much. I
Yes,
appreciate that.
We appreciate you. We'll have more information on our website at WOKV.com.